On a quiet evening in the suburban town of Woodlawn Springs, a young man named Jason was driving home from his shift at the local diner. As he navigated the familiar streets, his mind wandered to thoughts of the upcoming weekend.
Just a few more days until the weekend.
Jason's thoughts were peaceful, filled with plans and anticipation. Suddenly, bright red and blue lights flashed in his rearview mirror, jolting him back to reality. He pulled over to the side of the road, his heart racing.
Oh no, what did I do?
Officer Collins approached Jason's car, his hand resting on his holster.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
Jason shook his head, genuinely confused. He hadn't been speeding or swerving. He was simply tired from a long day.
No, officer, I don't. I was just heading home.
You were driving erratically. License and registration.
Jason fumbled in his glove compartment, nerves creeping in.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to...
Just hand me your documents.
As Jason complied, he couldn't shake the feeling that the situation was escalating unnecessarily. As Officer Collins returned to his patrol car to run a check, a second officer, Officer Davis, arrived on the scene. Sensing tension, Davis approached with an assertive demeanor, standing close to Jason's window.
Everything all right here?
Just a routine stop.
But Jason felt the atmosphere thicken. He could sense the officer's growing impatience. When Collins returned, he handed back Jason's documents, but suddenly asked him to step out of the vehicle.
We need to search your car.
Search my car? For what?
You fit the description of a suspect in a recent theft.
Jason was taken aback. He had never been in trouble with the law before.
I haven't done anything wrong.
As Jason tried to explain himself, the officers grew increasingly agitated. They began searching his car with unnecessary force, tossing personal items aside. The situation escalated further when Officer Collins yelled for Jason to stop moving.
Stop moving!
I'm just trying to see what you're doing.
Jason exclaimed, hands raised in confusion. In the blink of an eye, the officers grabbed him and pushed him against the car, handcuffing him.
You're being detained.
Panic surged through Jason. He hadn't done anything illegal. The confrontation turned chaotic, with neighbors peeking out their windows, drawn to the commotion. After several tense minutes, the officers realized they had no basis for the stop and reluctantly released Jason, but not without leaving him shaken and humiliated. The whole encounter had been recorded by a bystander, capturing the officers' aggressive behavior. Feeling wronged, Jason decided to consult a lawyer. With mounting evidence from the video, they filed a lawsuit against the police department for unlawful detention and excessive force. The community rallied behind Jason, appalled by the officer's conduct, and the case garnered significant media attention. Months later, after a lengthy legal battle, the police department settled, acknowledging their mishandling of the traffic stop. The settlement included not only financial compensation for Jason, but also mandated additional training for the officers involved, aimed at de-escalation tactics and community relations. S1. Media. Person talking to a lawyer. Client expressing concern to lawyer. Legal advice session. I need to talk to a lawyer about this. As Jason drove past the same spot where the incident occurred, he felt a mixture of emotions.
I'm grateful for the support and the changes that came from this, but it's hard to shake the mistrust.
It was a painful reminder of how a simple traffic stop could spiral out of control, and he hoped that sharing his story would help others navigate the complexities of such encounters in the future.